Hi, my name is Charles Hatley with Melone Hatley PC, where we help good people protect their families, their finances, and their futures. Today, we're going to talk very briefly about how to protect your spouse in case you pass away before your spouse. The best way to do that is through proper estate planning. You want to make sure that when you pass away, all the assets that you want to be passed to your spouse will be passed to your spouse. There's several steps that you can take to help avoid probate, to help avoid extra taxes. And some of those steps that you can take is make sure they're the beneficiary on all life insurances. Make sure they're beneficiary or co-signer on all bank accounts. Make sure they're the joint owner on all real property being homes that you have. And make sure they're jointly titled on all cars that you have. These are just very simple steps that you can take to make sure that if you pass, your property, the joint property that you had with your spouse, will pass directly to your spouse without any complications. It's not uncommon for us to see a spouse come in trying to do something with a car because it was titled in one person's name and the title was never signed over. So after that person passed, they had to go get a death certificate, go to the DMV, then get a new title issued, and they had to go through all of that while trying to grieve the passing of their spouse. It makes it very, very difficult. In addition to making sure that your spouse is provided for in case you pass away, you also want to have a backup plan. What happens if you and your spouse pass away at the same time? You and your spouse may have made a perfect plan of what to do in case one of you passes away before the other one. But if you haven't made a plan for what happens if you pass away at the same time, or what happens if you pass away close in time to where there's no opportunity for the surviving spouse to create a new plan, that's a backup plan. And that's where trust and estates planning really comes in. Because your first obligation is to try to take care of your spouse. That's probably what you really want to do. Your second obligation is try and take care of your children. So if you and your spouse pass away close in time, you want to make sure that all of your assets properly pass to your children. If you don't have children, you may want to pick heirs that you want the assets to pass to. If you don't pick them, everything in your estate is going to be left up to a judge to decide how it is distributed among your heirs. And it may very well likely not be the way that you want it to be distributed. This can be even further complicated if you have a second marriage or if you have stepchildren. These are just some of the issues that we cover with our clients when we're discussing what a true estate plan is. A true estate plan is broader than a will. A true estate plan is broader than a trust. It is planning for everything that you have and what will happen in case you pass. If you or anyone you know has questions regarding this process, feel free to give us a call. We'll do a free 30-minute case evaluation, look through everything you have, and give you the best advice we have moving forward.